Welcome to the coach's office. I'm your therapy coach, Rod Way. Today, I want to take a moment to pay homage and to talk a little bit about grief and trauma. As you all may know, as some of you have been following online and on social media and in the news about the tragic death of our beloved frat brother, Dallas PD rookie Darren Burks, who was killed in the line of duty on last Thursday night. This has been a very traumatic event that has hit the community. Has this been the only traumatic event that has occurred recently? No. But this one has impacted the community in a different way. Why? Because Darren was an individual that was part of the community and loved by the community. This was an individual who taught and educated and mentored children and youth for years. And he dedicated his life to serving others. Even as a frat brother, he served not only the frat, but the community through the frat. And these things have impacted others in an awesome way. So what I want to talk a little bit about as we're going through these emotional times and just leading up to his funeral services this Saturday are the 7 stages of grief. There are 7 stages that are associated with grief. They are shock, denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance and hope, and processing grief. Yes, we're all in shock about what happened to Darren. No one expected things to end this way for him or his family or the Dallas PD or the community. He had just gotten out of training and got into becoming an officer after teaching for so long. All Darren wanted to do is serve his community in the best way possible. And this was a career change for him. So he decided that this is something that he would do to add to the things that he's already done to try to help build and uplift his community. So, yes, we're all experiencing different aspects of grief at this moment. Some of us are in shock, some of us are in denial. I've heard interviews where people express anger about the situation, and I'm pretty sure that there's going to be some bargaining going on as far as, why him and so forth. And I know depression will set in. And all striving for acceptance and hope that this incident, the life that Darren lived, would not go unnoticed and would not go unrewarded here in community where he served and where he lived. And we still have to remember that processing grief takes time. It's difficult when you lose someone such as Darren in our lives because the impact that they have on us is very tremendous. You know, people will often tell you, hey, after a certain point in time, you grieve and you move on. That's not the truth. There's no set time to grieve. There's no length of time to grieve. Each and every one have their own time to be able to grieve and do the things that they need to do to deal with the situation. And for some, it will become such a traumatic event that they may never heal from it. For example, the other 2 officers that were involved in the shooting, the family members of the individual that did the shooting, the community, Darren's family, these individuals are all or will all experience grief and loss and trauma as related to this incident. So we talked about grief and loss. What about the traumatic effects? What is trauma? Trauma is an emotional response to a distressing event that can have lasting effects on a person's mental and physical health. As mentioned, in the recent death of my beloved frat brother and Dallas PD officer Darren Burks, the physical and emotional scars left behind will impact the Dallas community for some time to come. Not only will his family be impacted by trauma, the community will be impacted by the trauma that occurred on last Thursday. When people are definitely grieving from situations such as this, their entire community deals differently. So these type of incidents, no matter how devastating, they have plagued the black community for generations, and that is violence. Some may say, "Hey, this young man that committed this crime was a horrible person. This person, there's a lot of things that can be said. But the one thing that we want to take notice of is help. Where did he receive the help? Where could he have received the help? Darren lost his life trying to help others. This other young man lost his life due to the lack of help. So we have to remember and understand we're talking about loss on both ends. We're talking about the one that we beloved as Darren, and then we're talking about someone else's loved one as the young man that did the shooting. None of us were there. We don't understand exactly what was going on through that young man's mind, but reports from his family and others that knew him basically stated that this young man needed some help. But where was that help that he needed that could have possibly prohibited this incident from occurring? If we had gotten, or if his family or someone knew where to go to get him help, could this have been avoided? Could we have minimized the impact of violence in our community and minimized the impact of historical trauma, community based trauma, if we knew how to provide adequate services for individuals that are in need? We're not excusing the behavior, we're not excusing the action that took place, but we do have to recognize and acknowledge that there are multiple deaths in this particular incident. There are multiple individuals that have to deal with what's going on and what has happened. So let us not get so caught up in our emotions that we forget that Darren would not have wanted us to think evil or to think bad of someone else. We must take the attitude that he had to serve the community, to be able to help and heal the community the way he had wanted it or would have wanted it to be. This is why seeking mental health services in this time is very important. For those of you that are out there, frat brothers, family, community, seek help. Do what is necessary for you to be mentally and physically well. Yes, we are still grieving the loss of Darren, but we have to make sure that we ourselves do what is necessary for us to carry on the legacy that Darren has left behind. And with that being said, I thank you for tuning in to the coach's office. Darren, we love you. We miss you, bruh. To his family, to the Dallas PD, to the community, we send our condolences and we send our love to all of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.